No!
What's up, guys? John here with my beautiful wife for Sharisse's Healthy Lifestyle Soapbox. So, I'm sorry about last week. We were temporarily away, so Sharisse did not get to do her Healthy Lifestyle Soapbox.
I refused.
If you guys are wondering where we're at, we had to take a few days off for Sharisse's little vacation, her birthday vacation.
I'm 35 now.
35. So,
but the Titan Medical Center therapies, they're keeping me around 30.
Yeah. Under 30.
30. I like 30. I really do. I like the 30 mark. The 30 mark I told John was the good mark because I feel like people they don't really take you serious when you're in their 20s, right? Yeah. I'm a business owner at 25, right? Yeah. Nobody took me serious. I would tell them something and they're like, okay. As soon as I turn 30, everyone will listen to me. I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah, I guess there's a certain aspect and stuff like that, when you hit a certain different age, right? So when you grow up with age, I guess you're supposed to have more experience, right? More life lessons. But, the biggest thing about this is the vacation portion.
Yes.
Right? And everybody out there should be able to take a vacation. Now, whether you're taking a day vacation, which you can do, a weekend vacation, or if you get lucky enough, you can take a week vacation. But we didn't get to do that. We're too busy for that, so that's understandable, right?
We've only not, we were trying to visit Greece soon, but you can't go over there and stay there for a day and then come back because you have to sleep on the plane for 80 hours. So, you have to go and literally stay there for 2 weeks. And I'm like, this is never going to happen. There's no way I'm going to be able to leave for 2 weeks. And everybody here might have a heart attack. Including our patients. So we're going to see. And thank you to everybody that wished me happy birthday. My real birthday was actually yesterday. John made it, awesome for me as usual. And it was awesome. So, we do want to talk about the vacation. I am going to just, I have to insert what happened before the vacation because I think this is very important for all of you guys out there, okay? So just learn from my hard lessons in life and just don't do this, right? Mm-hmm. So, our friend, Harshal, best friend, he was kind enough to get us a private jet to be able to go to Cabo. That's where we went, was Cabo,
very
right?
Blessed. Yeah.
Blessed. I mean, what a cool experience, by the way.
Cool.
A super cool experience.
Cool.
I thought it was in a music video or something. Yeah. So anyways, we get the private jet, but in order to get to the private jet, we had to go to Miami. Mm-hmm. So, we work, right? You know where I'm going with this, right?
Yes.
So we work, right? And then Tuesday night, we left to go, was it Tuesday or Monday? I don't know.
Tuesday night,
yeah.
We left to go down
Flew
to Miami.
Out there, right? Now listen, guys. When I tell you guys that I'm literally late for everything, I'm late for everything. I'll be late for this. I'll be late to go to dinner. I'll be late to everything, okay? I'll be late to my whole funeral. But I'm telling you, I'm late to everything, okay? Now, I was actually early for the flight, okay? So we're early. This never works out because we were early. And if we were running late, all the baggage would have made it, right? So it's just my luck, right? That we get over to Miami and, here comes a little, the conveyor belt. Do. And I'm like, I don't see the bags. Do you see the bags?
Yeah.
I see the bags. What's up, Instagram peoples? I'm like, I don't see any of the bags. I'm like, what's going on? And John's like, oh, the bags didn't make it. Great. We're so screwed. And I'm like, okay, well, I really hope that's not the case because I have everything in these bags, right? Now I had 2 suitcases because I have to travel with 2 shoes and all that other fun stuff, right? So anyways, I have 2 suitcases. Now my incredibly dumbass put all my medications in 1 suitcase, right? Now I'm not that stupid. I carried some of the medications in my purse, but I also I take a ton of things. So the last thing I need is to walk through the thing, at the airport and they're looking my bag and my purse is already big enough as it is.
TSA.
And it's overflowing with prescription medications, They'd be like, this girl, what is she taking out there, I'm like, I don't take medical center. I take all these prescriptions. So anyways, I took half of them and put them in this bag, right? Now, so luckily, we were lucky enough that the other 2 bags, the big bag, showed up. Now, this had the clothes in it. It had my shoes in it. Cool. Underwear. Cool. Whatever. But this one other suitcase that had all my toiletries in it. Okay? And all my medications in it, all my vitamins, all my stuff that I take on a daily basis to make sure that I'm operating optimally. Okay? Was all in this bag. Right? So, okay. I know, I understand. At the time, I didn't understand because, I do this thing where I black out, right? And, like, nothing that John says, it's like I'm just falling on deaf ears, right? So he's telling me, he's like, Sharisse, the bag isn't here, right? And they're telling me the bag's going to show up on the next flight, which is the following morning. And I'm like, okay, well, how do I guarantee the bag's going to get here? I'm obviously telling American Airlines at this point that I don't have any medications and they're going to have to, reimburse me for my life. So, I'm like, what do you do if somebody had their insulin in the bag? And, like, what's going to happen now? Am I going to die? And I'm making this big scene right in the airport. John is pissed. He's like, shut up. He's like, shut up, because you yelling, I'm like, when I tell you, I'm cursing this lady up and down. And I'm like, give me this damn bag. I knew I shouldn't have been on time. This and this and that. And I'm like, what are you gonna do? I want to make sure it's gonna show up. I want to make sure it's gonna get on that flight. How do you know for sure? I'm like screaming at this lady. John's like, you just keep on screaming.
Right?
He's
not
like,
gonna do any good.
Your bag is not gonna show up.
No.
So John's just trying to calm me down at this point, and I'm like, no, I don't have any deodorant. And like, I have lashes, right? So I have a special lash wash that I use. And you can't, listen, and you cannot, okay, when you have special people lashes, you cannot just put anything on it, because then either A, it'll dry them out and they'll fall out, or B, it'll be too oily and then they'll fall out. And I'm like, I don't want to be going to my vacation, my birthday vacation, looking all sorts of jacked up because half my lashes fell out. So, okay, I'm like, all right, let's take a deep breath. It's going to show up tomorrow. We'll have to race over here, grab my stuff, and then race back over to the other place to jump in the car to go race to the plane in hopes that we make the plane, right? Because God forbid, you guys, if I didn't have the private plane and I had to get another plane, we would have been screwed. For sure. And then they asked me, these stupid people, they're like, oh, did you want me to see if I can get it to Cabo? I'm like, you can't even get it from Tampa to Miami. How are you going to get it to Cabo? You tell me how you're going to get it to Cabo. You want to get it to Cabo? You're going to get to Cabo by the time I leave Cabo. I'm like, I was pissed, right? So John's like, calm down. We're going to go get some new toiletries, right? So we go to Walgreens, right? And I'm pouting like a 5-year-old, right? Because I'm so pissed off. I want my own hair stuff. Walgreens doesn't carry it. I have special lash people stuff. I'm like, so I go in there and like I grab something off the shelf. And of course, I was tired too, guys. I just worked like a 16-hour shift. And like, I'm tired. I still had to go back to the hotel room and shave and do all this stuff so I could be ready to go to the pool the minute I drop down to Cabo, right? So anyways, I get to Walgreens. Long story short, I get pissed off. They don't have my lash wash. I get as many things as I possibly can. I literally pick one thing of everything because I'm like, this pisses me off. I don't know what's going to work. And John's like, would you just calm down now. So anyways, what you don't do is don't put your stuff on the bag. Because you never know if the bags are going to show up, right? You just don't know if the bags are going to show up. God forbid, one of the medications that I do take is gabapentin, right? And the reason I take gabapentin is because post-COVID, right, I've got all these post-COVID symptoms. And what happens is if I miss a dose of that gabapentin, literally the left side of my face goes numb, the left side of my body goes numb, and it causes a lot of very uncomfortable things. And I only had half of the gabapentin that I needed, and the other half was in that suitcase. And I am freaking out because I'm like, great, I'm not going to be able to feel my face my whole vacation. This is going to be great. It's going to be best vacation ever. So don't put your medications in the bag. If you can actually fit it on your person, fit it on the person and not put it in the bag like dumb me. Luckily, the bag did show up. I had to track it at 7 o'clock in the morning all the way through to make sure it made it there. Rush over there and get it and rush over back to the thing. I didn't even get a shower. I didn't even get a shower before I got on the plane. I got on the plane all dirty and everything. Just no shower, brush my teeth real quick, put on a little sweatsuit. It was cute. It was great.
It was definitely an experience. So, I mean, luckily we didn't get there the night before. The night before we were about to fly out. We were supposed to fly out, be at that airport at 10:30. So, luckily they had a plane that was coming in early. Oh, the thing I didn't really understand about the whole situation was we did get to the airport
early,
decently early, right?
That's why you're never on time.
And we're priority. So, you have these orange tags that go on your bag, and if two of the bags, the biggest bags, thank God they made it there. Mm-hmm. I'm like, all right, so at least we got two of the bags, right? But how does the third one not make it, right? It just, to me, makes no sense whatsoever. But luckily, I mean, they had the information when it was going to come in and stuff like that. Pissed. And they do track your bags now. Thank God it's on a scanning system.
Yeah.
If it was on a scanning system, you're like, oh, you're gone. Your bag is gone. We don't know where it's at. So at that point, you better talk to us about what's in it so we can try to reimburse you for it. So at that point, I'm like, oh my God. But it was a rat race. It literally was. It's
it was terrible.
You know, we have an inside joke. Me and Sharisse is like, go, 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 go. Never stop. Go, 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 go.
Because even if we're on time.
You know
it doesn't matter what happens.
One thing after the other. And
even in the morning. Like when we get ready in the morning, we can literally wake up, right? We'll wake up early, right?
Really
to get things
early,
done. And just this things like happen, right? And then like, let's just say John has to do a show with Drew, right? He does Titan Talk on Fridays. He has to be here at 2. It always ends up that we don't leave that house. We won't leave the house until 1:40, like whatever it was, 1:15. We don't leave, right? Even though he got up at 9. So it's like it's literally like this huge gap of just. It doesn't matter. It's just rush. Yeah. Everywhere is rush.
But,
hurry, run.
Luckily, the bags did come in where they're supposed to, and we grabbed the bag. We hurried up. We rushed. We grabbed the bag. And then we rushed and went to the airport, or we went back to the hotel, had to change real quick, and then went to this airport. And we were literally right on time, like to a T on time. Thank God. Yep. But, you know, after that, it's like, you know, what do you do if that wasn't the situation? I mean, I guess you leave the bag and let it get shipped over there.
I don't know. I was definitely coming up with, he's like, we need to come with plan B. And he's like, you know, in Mexico, if you need to get medications, you can get your medications. And I'm like, dude, I don't want to spend my whole vacation running around trying to get medications. I'm like, this is crazy. And you know, some of the stuff they don't have.
They don't have Titan therapies.
They don't make, listen, I have special people ECAs too, right? Because I just have to be special. Yeah. Obviously, special people lashes, special people hair, special people. So anyways, I've got the special ECAs.
Talking about the recent trip.
I can't, you know, I can't take the high dose because it makes me like, you know, and the low dose just isn't enough, right? Yeah. So I have the special dose. They don't make any ECAs over there. And John makes these crazy high dose ECAs. I couldn't take half his ECA if I even tried. Seriously.
Well, luckily I had my bug out bag, so my backpack, I carry around my backpack. It might weigh about 30 pounds, but it has everything in it.
That thing's like 70 pounds.
I could literally live
it's like 70
for about 2 weeks with all my medications, my computer, all my cords, everything right there. I'll be mobile from wherever I'm at. The only thing I need is probably a shower somewhere, and that's it. I'll be good to go. Or at least a sink I can wash off at. You always got to be prepared for the worst. Whatever you're doing, even if it's vacation, right? We took vacations before where even our son, we took him over to Turks for the first time. Had our bags. None of the bags showed up that time. And you know what? We didn't have a swimsuit. We didn't have sandals. We had to go out.
Underwear, nothing.
Nothing. We had to go out to local, and they had nothing for us.
They don't carry nothing. So they don't carry matching swimsuits or nothing.
The biggest thing I could tell you guys is learn from your mistakes. So if you have ever lost a bag and you show up somewhere, especially vacation, right? And at that point, you're like, man, I don't have nothing. So pack a bag with you. Backpack something. Pack at least your swimsuit and a shirt and some sandals,
underwear,
and your medication,
and deodorant, and your drugs.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, with some of your toiletries now, you got to be careful because you can only fly with like 4-ounce bottles, and it has to be correct and all this. So,
they make mini bottles and everything.
So you can get that. You can get the ones from like Walgreens, and they have like the serving set, like the small ones, pretty much, right?
Right.
That will be up to standard with TSA and all that. So that's the biggest thing. On to the vacation.
Right? Made to Cabo. Oh yes, must take shots of Patron immediately.
So vacation was definitely a home run. I mean, even at the house we stay at and stuff like that. If you guys are traveling anywhere, you got to look up these different villa places, or maybe in the resorts you guys are going to, see what it's all about. Kind of scope out, do your research on what you want to do there. So vacations are different for everybody. Me and Sharisse were just talking about this earlier, right? So for some vacations, for some people, they like really structured vacations.
Yeah, we're going to go skiing. We're going to do this at this time. And then at this time, we're going to go on a rope. And at this time, we're going to this little cave.
Yep. So if you have really stressful weeks and stuff like that,
you don't want to be structured.
Your best bet is to be a little unstructured.
Yeah.
And that's hard for some people because they're so structured. Even for us, we're really structured. But, when it's vacation time, that's time to relax, to rejuvenate, to revitalize, chill. Yeah, if you
with a bottle of Patron next to the pool.
Some people, you have a bottle of Patron, you have a pina colada, or you guys have water if you don't like alcohol.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, but kind of just relax and take everything in where you're at.
It was nice, though, because this was the first time in 9 years, because we've been open for almost 10. It was the first time, basically, since we've been open, that I've had a vacation where I didn't open my laptop. Yeah. Because I've always worked on my vacation. Yeah. Anywhere I go, I work. And honestly, it doesn't bother me because I'm a workaholic. I have issues. That's fine. But, I I've never actually trusted to like really let go, you know, because I'm like, what's happening with the patients? What's going on? Is everything okay? Who's pissed off? Who didn't get their package? Oh my God, no, this can't be happening. I'm like, at this point, I think I mentally and like just emotionally needed to disconnect for a minute, and that's why I didn't do the show. It's not because I don't love y'all, you know, to pieces. It's because I really needed to like just disconnect. So I told John I wasn't doing it. I'm like, I'm not gonna do it. I don't want to do anything. All I want to do is just show up, go sit by the pool, and do nothing. Yeah, which was great. It was nice. Awesome. The house is amazing. It was nice. Super awesome. We had all our best friends under one roof for the most part. I think we had some stragglers, you know, out there. But it was amazing. All we did was like literally all we did was eat, drink by the pool. Drink by the pool. We had a movie theater inside the house. We watched some movies. Super relaxing. Super chill. Slept in. That was nice, you know. But it was really nice. And the funny thing is he was just talking about scoping it out, right? You can't really, you've heard it, like before going there, because we're trying to figure out what's the easiest place for everybody to get to, because everyone that came from somewhere else. So like Allie came from Cali, somebody came from Scottsdale, Harshal and them are from the UK. Like we're trying to figure out where's the easiest location for everybody to get to, right? That isn't going to require like these hella COVID swabs before and after, or have to quarantine like 10 days after you come from there, or whatever it might be. Like crazy stuff going out there with the COVID stuff, especially with the Delta variant or whatever they're talking about out there, right?
Guys.
Nuts, right? So, you know, we try to figure out what's best. So, of course, like my biggest thing was, you know, in Mexico, what we're hearing about is all these people getting robbed, right? And like, you know, you go over there with a group of people, they show up, they rob you, and they take all your stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, we're going to get robbed, right? So, of course, we like, you know, if we're going to go out, I'm like, we need to have like security. We should probably have armed security if we go out, you know, just to make sure everything's on the up and up. But like, these guys come over to the house, right? And they're like, so do you need armed security outside the house? I'm like, no, I am the armed security. I'm good. I'm like, I don't need any armed security. And they're like, well, you sure? I'm like, we're in a gated community, right? And they're like, well, and they made this face. I'm like, what the hell is this supposed to mean? I'm like, are people coming in here getting robbed? So they're like literally like trying to scare us into like hiring security for outside.
Yeah, so I mean we did have armed security outside the house, so that was a big plus, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, just to make sure precautionary.
They left every door open. Literally, the entrances to this house, it was like 6 levels, and there's like literally like at least 14 or 15 doors, and all of them are left open. Like, please come inside. Come inside. Yeah. Come inside, see what I got.
You could definitely be crazy, especially with the cartel and stuff like that in Mexico.
I'm like, dude.
Usually they're not going to mess with anything that's going on around there. But it was, like I said, it was really nice.
It was nice.
You know, the next thing is it doesn't matter where you guys go, whatever it is. You know, kind of scout out what your room's going to be like too. Because the next thing is how you're going to eat on vacation. Right?
Oh, boy. Especially, I know a lot of you guys out there, you guys are like, you eat diets.
Yeah, so
special diets.
Well, I mean, you know, some of the places you go, you know, let's say it's Mexico or whatever, they might not be able to accommodate your diet. But if you're going to go to like a resort or you're going to get a villa or whatever it is, you can usually find out, does your room have like a little kitchenette in it? Does it have this? Does it have that? Because literally you could probably cook your own food. You can get your food. You know, that's one way to look at things. Or you can have, you know, wherever you're going to stay at, kind of call them in advance and tell them, hey, listen, I have this diet. Yep. You know, can you guys accommodate to this? Yep. And most of them will, I think, to a certain degree, you know, as long as it's not too crazy. I think they're going to accommodate to it, too, as well. So you guys can eat good while you guys are on vacation.
Oh, we ate, like, awesome things. I mean, the first thing was funny when we showed up because we told them, like, hey, listen, and even our friends, you know, like my girlfriend, Allie, everything's got to be organic, right? Yep. I mean, I don't really care, but everything had to be organic. Yep. So we show up, and I told them we wanted, like, upon arrival, what did we want? Obviously, I need the chilled shots of Patron, like down the pool. Outside of the Patron, you know, we did some fajitas and stuff. But the funny part is that, you know, next to the fajitas, we told them we wanted French fries, and we told them we wanted home cut French fries from jump, right?
Oh yeah.
So what do? We get there, and these crinkle cut frozen fries that they made, right? Yep. And I'm like, oh, cool. I'm like, let's go ahead and set the tone now that we don't want frozen bag fries. So we basically told this poor chef that he was going to have to cut fries like every 3 hours.
I told these guys in advance, I'm like, listen, everything's got to be homemade, organic, and stuff like that for the people that are coming in, right? And at that point, when we did show up, right, they had like the chicken, they had the little steak, they had little fajitas ready to go. But like she said, we see these crinkle fries, and then I'm like, listen, if I'm gonna eat cookies or anything like that, like they better be homemade. So I see these cookies, and you can tell they're like store bought. I'm like, all right, listen, let's just take care of this right now. I go, hey chef, come here real quick. I'm like, see this is definitely not gonna work. These aren't gonna work. Everything has to be homemade. So fries, you need to get potatoes, cut them up, put them in there, fry them, bake them, however you want to do it. I don't care, but that's how they got to be. Cookies the exact
God forbid
same
those
way.
Gross chocolate chip cookies were just,
I mean, you just
out of the box.
Yeah, you can't have that. I mean, listen, that's the whole point of it. Like to eat good. I mean, when you go on vacation, think about that. You're treating yourself. So don't eat garbage on your vacation.
Yeah, you can still have your cheat meals because that's supposed to be like your time to, but you can't you don't want to get you don't want to get ahead to get so behind to try to get ahead again when you come back, right?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, and you can work out on your vacation still too if you want to. That's totally up to you. If you want to rest,
they had a whole
relax,
gym in there.
You can do that or not. It just really depends on you. And listen, being active outside when you're there. So when you're on vacation, be active out there, guys. Mm-hmm. Go out there, get some sun, hang out, throw the football around, baseball, whatever you guys do, frisbee, whatever. But make sure you guys are being active outside on vacation one way or another. And that, for some people, is going to sightsee.
Yep.
And that's what we were talking about earlier. So some people really, really like to do that. Some people could care less. And for me, just depending on where I'm at, I guess it really doesn't matter to me to a certain degree, especially if I'm on a Caribbean island or Mexico or whatever it is.
Yeah, we did massages.
I mean,
and ate food, did nothing. It was great.
Yeah, it was really nice just to relax, rejuvenate, revitalize, and try to come back stronger, recharge the batteries. Because it's just nonstop every day. Even coming back, you're taking a vacation and even thinking about coming back, and then coming back, you're like, oh crap, I have to catch up on all this stuff. It's like, man, I'm barely staying afloat here. Oh man, I have all this to do, trying to knock it all out in so much time, right? So that can be a little stressful. But while you're there, try not to think about the stressful things. Try to think about the good things and the positive things that are out there. That's the biggest thing.
And remember, make sure you put your medications in your carry-on.
Yeah. So all my medications go in my backpack. So when I'm traveling, all my injectables. Everybody asks me that all the time. Are they going to say anything about the needles and injectables or anything like that? No.
Yeah.
So all your therapies are prescribed if they're coming from
Leave them in the bottles. They're prescribed and nobody's going to say anything.
I put them in there. You leave them in there. They're going to have your name on it, right? And then all your needles can go with you too. There's no problem with that. They've never given me a problem. And guys, I carry literally probably I'm not even joking around. Probably about at least 100 needles on.
I begged John before we go through security. I'm like, please, John, tell me you did not accidentally leave an Avion water in your bag.
No.
Because then all of that is when we will get stopped. Yep. They will go through the bag and they will pull out all of these medications, bags and bags.
They never say anything.
The endless bags of stuff. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, can we just go? Please, can we just go?
Yeah, and you'll be good. I promise you. They won't give you any problems. If they do say something, everything's prescribed and it's right there for you guys. So you're going to have no problems there. The cold items, I always put that in my carry-on. Or not my carry-on, but the bags can go on the plane. And I wrap it in a couple different bags so no condensation or water gets on your clothing. But, that's something you have to do, just at that point. But if it's something that's dry, something that can be warm, literally stick it in your backpack or have a carry-on or bring a carry-on with you. That way you're good and going to be set. Make sure you have all your medications or whatever else you need.
Yep.
Some fresh pair of underwear, a shirt, some bathing suits, whatever it is, wherever you're traveling to, kind of say, what would probably be my choice of one outfit? And then throw in the bag, right?
And a bathing suit if you're going to go to a pool.
Pretty much everything else you can get. So you can get a brush or a comb somewhere, no matter where you're usually traveling.
Yeah,
maybe some sort of gel. It might be
Can't
not
even get
your
lash
favorite
wash.
gel.
Can't even get lash wash at Walgreens.
Well, I mean,
in Miami.
Lash wash, I don't know about lash wash, but the hair wash, shampoo, stuff like that, you could probably get no problems. I mean, that's something that's just oh, it is what it is. And your bags usually will get there. Even when we lost all our bags in Turks one time,
that was terrible.
The next day they did show up.
It was bad though, because poor Peter, he didn't have anything, and then he had to wear a robe to go to sleep, and he's like, I've never had this problem where I have no underwear. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, kid.
Yeah.
They don't carry underwear on this island for people your size.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're just gonna have to go with the flow, literally speaking. So
it's good though.
Yep.
It's good.
Everybody enjoy vacation. Take some time for yourself. Enjoy life. You only have one life to live.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed my vacation and get to come back and do two, 3 times worth of work. So
that's all right.
I'm okay with that though, because I had my rejuvenation.
Yeah, the Cabo experience. Everybody's thinking about going anywhere in Mexico. Cabo is beautiful. The only bad thing about Cabo is
you can only swim on one side.
So you cannot swim on Cabo's side because of the Atlantic Ocean. It's just way too rough and basically undertows.
Yep, and then you'll die.
But if you guys are looking to do that on the other side, the Gulf of Mexico, that's where you guys can go in the water, and it's beautiful there, like Cancun and stuff like that. So beautiful times. If you guys are looking into do anything, check out Cabo Villas. That's where we kind of got our villa from. And they have everything else set up. That you can
we kept a guy in the house the whole time. He made us drinks the whole time. A bartender. The chef was there the whole time. So it was, they just waited on us, whatever we needed, whenever we needed it. And it was all, it was worth it to do that than to have to go to nowadays you go to a hotel and you have to get Uber Eats because room service isn't even.
Some hotels don't have room service.
No room service.
That's crazy too. Like right now, with COVID still going on.
I won't name the place, but there's a place in St.Pete, local, right, that we go to all the time. And room service is you calling up, and then after you call up to order your food, you have to walk downstairs to an ice cream shop to go get your food and wait in line.
Yeah.
What?
If
that was the case, I'm gonna order Uber Eats and they're gonna bring it to my door, and I won't have to go downstairs.
Yeah, definitely. So no cartel. Oh, Ange, thank you. Ange bought the first badge or the badges. Ange, we appreciate you.
The badge thing,
Yes, that's really cool. Yeah. So nobody really messed around with us, even though armed guards and stuff like that. It was really funny. Right?
Yeah.
So the armed guards, I'm talking to them.
Made sure to have my switchblade with me.
They're really, really cool. The one guy is, the one guy that runs the security, he's the owner, right? And he's actually a lawyer too. He didn't tell me this day 3. He's like, yeah, I'm an attorney too as well. He pulls out an attorney card. It's like, yeah, I know all the laws. I know everybody around here, the detectives, the police force, all that. So I'm all locked in and all juiced in. So you guys are really good to do whatever you guys want to do. I was like, awesome, excellent, very cool. And then, he started talking about everything. He's like, you
watch one of the Hercules potion
after a couple
videos.
of days, he's like, I watch some of your videos and stuff like that.
I'm like, really?
It's really cool. I'm like, really? Because I didn't tell him, hey, listen, I'm going. I mean, of course, I have Tight Medical Center trunks on. Probably my gear is tight on and stuff like that. So they're probably like, what is this Tight Medical Center?
Right.
So it looks it up and stuff like that. It says, I started looking at the videos and stuff like that, and kind of starts talking about when he started working out and stuff like that. He gave me the exact date. It was really crazy.
Yeah, September 9th, 1988 or something.
Telling me, how they're on the road most of the day, and it's hard for them to get their meals in, so they got protein bars, but they go train because of what they have to do and stuff like that, obviously, So it's just it was really cool, really funny. I told the guys, listen, if you have any questions or anything, hit me up, man, because I love this out there. And if I do go back to Cabo, which I probably will sometime or another, I'm definitely going to hit up them, for sure, 100%. So you always meet good connections in some of these places. And, if some place is really good. So me and her are like creatures of habit, right?
Yeah, we eat the same thing every day, do the same thing every day.
Once we like something,
drive the same thing every day.
We will literally go back to it, whether it's a restaurant, whether it's a show, or whatever it is. So we love doing these different things, but we're a creature of habit. So once we like it, we pretty much are all into it. And if you guys are the exact same, you guys will know what to expect, and you'll build your network there. So if you keep going back to some of these places,
you'll make some friends.
You'll make friends with some of these places, and the locals are probably the best to do, right? So if you do go somewhere on vacation, and let's say you have a driver every day, right? Because some of these hotels have the exact same drivers run through. Get their contact information when you come back in town, man. You can set things up with them, right?
Yep, for
or
sure.
Find out what's going on locally. That's really
Look,
really
we got
cool
another badge. Look, it's cool.
Big Irishman, I got a big shout out to you too.
Badges. I want. Can I wear these badges on my shirt or something?
Dollar goes a long way, fam. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Very cool. Well, guys, listen, I gotta head out because I have a lot to do.
Yeah, so
I have to go.
This is the end of the Soapbox, guys. I
love you guys to
death. So tune in next week. Sharisse's Healthy Lifestyle Soapbox. We've got ABC in here tomorrow, videotaping us all day tomorrow, so it's gonna be a crazy.
Oh no, I better drink some more water and just skip dinner.
Yeah. So big shout out to my guys out there, Big Irishman and Ann Tusa. She got 2 badges. Big Irishman got 1. Thank you guys. I'm gonna hook you guys up too as well. So Call or text the line. I already owe you guys one, but I'll give you something else too as well. I appreciate you guys.
Tell John to go get in the closet and go pack it up for you.
Thank you. I'm literally doing that myself too, guys. So
I don't have anyone to do it.
I've been doing merch myself. So every merch that's going out, I'm literally packing it myself.
You know what? Next time, you know what? In that package, if I can get my hands on it, I'll write you a little love note.
Yeah. So I've been trying to do that too. You know, just a little thank you note just for myself. It might look like a little child scribbled it, but
I'll write it for him.
I always ask you somebody, listen, will you at least sign this for me real quick, or at least write it for me real quick, so it doesn't look too bad. Somebody can really read what's coming out.
Like,
to them.
what did this guy say?
So, I'm gonna try to start getting notes that are pre-made and just kind of sign at the bottom. But I kind of like a handwritten all the time, you know, because that's the personal touch that that I think people are missing, right?
Yep.
All right. Yeah. Yes. My dog is a bully, and not a bully as in bullying other dogs, but yes, it's an American bully.
Dude, that dog, man.
Yeah.
That dog is a very big dog.
I love Zoe. She's beautiful. She's awesome.
My dog's way cuter though.
I love Xena too.
Yeah, Xena.
Those are both my little girls.
Mine's cuter.
You guys have an awesome rest of the week.
Have a great day, guys.
All right, happy hump day to everybody, and we will see you guys next week for Sharisse's Healthy Lifestyle Soapbox. Later, guys. I appreciate it. We can talk to you all day, but we got to go. Later.